So I thought I was going to finish this tomorrow, but I finished it a little early. I did finish I finished Secret Wars Battle World last night, and that's why you got the review in the morning. And I thought, well, I'm going to do the same here with this comic. I'm going to breeze through this, give me enough time to read through it. No, I finished it pretty damn early. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about Miles Morales Spider-Man Retribution. So this is volume 4 of the Cody Ziglar Spider-Man run, which a lot of people have been enjoying, and there's been others who say, like, it's been kind of going off the we're kind of going too far. So I'll talk about that in a bit. But as always, I want to thank my bro Chris for sending me this comic. This was, I always appreciate you, brother, in sending me these comics. And he actually sent me volume 5 first by accident. So it was a nice little course correction. But yeah, I also want to bring up that the next few Marvel books that you'll be seeing review-wise when I do another Marvel book will be Blood Hunt tie-ins, because Chris sent me all the tie-ins to Blood Hunt. Now, I've done the main event, and I even did the Avengers tie-in, but let me show you the other 7 tie-ins I'm going to be talking about so you're going to get a lot of Blood Hunt in next time we do a Marvel book. Let's see, Miles Morales, Blood Hunt, that'll be volume 5. Obviously, it'll be after volume 4. That'll be the first one. And the others might course correct or whatever in the later, I might change it around, but yeah, that the next book will probably be Miles Morales after that one. Blood Hunt, Doctor Strange. Blood Hunt, the Marvel Universe. Blood Hunt, Dracula. Blood Hunt, the Amazing Spider-Man. Blood Hunt, Midnight Suns. And Blood Hunt, Blood Hunters. So you're going to get a lot of Blood Hunt books. Chris, thank you for these and the others. But yeah, for every time, the next few Marvel books, unless I decide, fuck it, I'll just do something else. But for the most part, yeah, the next few Marvel reviews, when I do Marvel comic books, will more than likely be these. Yeah. Anyway, but getting back on topic. So this comic, the Cody Ziglar Miles series, has been really solid for me. Of the now 4 volumes I've read of the comic, I've really been enjoying the action, the pacing, and I've also discovered that this and Ultimate Spider-Man are the top two, are the reason why those comics are a lot better to read. Ultimate Spider-Man and Miles Morales, because they're not these comics for whatever reason aren't under Spider-Man editorial. So Nick Lowe's grubby little hands can't get his hands on these comics. So there's a lot more creative freedom on Ultimate and Miles Morales. And shocker, they're the better comics. They're the better Spider-Man books. But yeah, getting back to this. So Miles has gone through a lot of the past 3 volumes. He participated in the gang war. He also has battled Carnage. He's done a lot. And he's basically been trying to have therapy as well as train under Misty Knight to use his new electrical powers. And the villain he encountered at the start of this, the Rabble, has returned, and her powers are on the fritz, but she now thinks that it's time to go after, finally kill Miles Morales. If you guys don't remember that, the Rabble was like a new villain for Miles to encounter, which is good because for a lot of the other runs, like Bendis, Ahmed, and a few other Spider-Man Miles runs, basically in those storylines, they just kind of used Spider-Man villains, which I do like that there is actually, and I did have a problem with that, where it's like, we're just using other Spider-Man villains from Miles' Rogues Gallery, so the Rabble was a nice change of pace. On top of that, you also have another, what I consider the Box Ghost equivalent of Miles' Rogues Gallery, Bumbler, or Bumble, which is a B-themed villain. And there's also a few other original villains that are starting to pop up in Miles' Rogues Gallery. So it's not just he's copying off of he's not getting Peter's sloppy seconds anymore, which was a critique I had in some of the other, even in Ziglar's run, which I have been enjoying. I also have side note, I also have Ziglar's, the first volume to Ziglar's Deadpool comic, so I'm going to check that out at some point. But I've heard really good things. Anyway, so the rabble is alongside, and the thing is, rabble isn't alone in her attack. You see, Miles has been dealing with another threat of Agent Gao, who has been who was under the Cape Killers, which were basically a group to arrest superheroes and vigilantes. And Gao has it in for superheroes because of the trauma she went under after seeing her partner killed by Carnage, and it's just fucked with her ever since. That's the kind of the theme of the comic, of this running storyline, is trauma and how we combat it and how we, move past these traumas and all these horrible events that happen to us as people. Miles is getting help. He has a support system. He's not just making bad jokes and also being like, oh, the old Parker luck, because he doesn't have a fuck-ass idiot editing staff controlling his every move. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the comic is pretty solid. It also, and maybe it's just me, but it really does feel like this volume was meant to be the end of Ziegler's run. Like, it really does feel like this was the culmination of Ziegler's entire storyline, because not only do you have Rabble, who's been the overarching threat for the past 3 volumes, and along with Gao, and her Cape Killers, which one of whom, Scorpion, Miles befriends. Yeah, Miles is now kind of friends with both him and Rhino, and also his uncle's the Prowler. I know it's not Hobie Brown, but still, it is what you could guess you call the second Prowler. But anyway, so that's what I really like, is that Miles is able to grow as a character and change, and almost have like Cody Ziegler. Ziegler has probably been influenced by a lot of shonen anime, because you see this in a lot of shonen anime where the main protagonist just gets to be friends with former villains and get them to his side. And I like that. I like that we're giving, especially Scorpion, who I've always enjoyed as a Spider-Man villain, get a lot of love. So that was really cool to see that actually happen, of seeing Scorpion get some character development. God knows they'll probably get rid of it when Ziegler leaves the run. But that's the thing. Like I said, this feel like how it all culminates into everything that happens. It really, and also issue 20 really does feel like, issue 20 especially feels like the end of what should be Ziegler's run. So it's kind of like, once you read once you read issue 20, you're kind of like, huh, this feels like an ending, and is he leaving the book? Nope, he's still on as he's been on this book to this day. I guess maybe he wanted to stay on, or maybe Marvel was like, no, we don't really have anyone else who wants to do the Miles book. Do you want to stick on? And Cody's just like, yeah, okay. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I feel like I would be surprised if that was. I wouldn't be surprised, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that was what the case was. The comic also, again, Ziegler also is really good at action and really plays with a lot of, is really good at juggling multiple characters. I would not be shocked if he gets offered a team book at some point, like Avengers, or probably the Champions, or something of that nature. I would not be shocked if Ziegler at some point does get he does get a future comic that is a team book, because again, he's really good at juggling multiple characters in an ensemble cast. Like, you've got not only Agent Gao's Cape Killers, and the original characters he created, like Hightail and Gust, and also Bumble, but also you have Spider-Man and his team, which you have Kamala, you have his Miles's clone Shift, who's been playing a big role as of late, of being like the fun brother that Miles never really had. And of course you have his stuff with Prowler and Rhino, and even Scorpion to an extent. The comic continues to be really good, and I have, again, going back to what I said earlier, this does feel like it could have been easily the end of the Cody Ziegler run, but that's not the case, and Ziegler is still on the book to this day. And on top of that, I have heard mixed things of after like this storyline and the whole thing with Miles being a vampire and blood hunt, it kind of goes like the storylines have been, from what I understand from some readers, even though yes, people have been enjoying a lot of this, a lot of also other readers are saying that Miles's storyline is just kind of running in place, and also it feels like we're going too far with what we're doing with Miles. But I can't really pass judgment on that as of late. So yeah. But yeah, if you haven't already, I suggest checking it out. I've been really enjoying this series. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. If you've been reading this series, comment below, let me know. Chris, thank you once again, bro, for these comics as well as others. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.